Hello and welcome to Dave's Woodworking Shop. It's been over a year since I posted a video, and what I'm going to attempt to do here is I'm going to make this in one continuous shot, and just you'll see all the mistakes I make and the brain farts and everything else. It was November 7th, 2017. It was Tuesday, 9:40 in the morning, when I was in the left turn lane, waiting for traffic to clear, and a drunk driver came up behind me, slammed into the back of my truck at about 50 miles an hour, broke my neck, pushed the bed of my truck into the cab, over $3,000 worth of damage. Luckily she had enough insurance to cover everything except for my medical bills. I spent Thanksgiving and Christmas of 2017 with my neck in traction, and I spoke with 4 lawyers, and they all said that she had nothing. She was renting a car. She was renting an apartment. Most of her furniture was from a rental center. So, you know, she just didn't have no money. Thankfully, the judge did make her pay restitution of a whopping $580 for my injuries. But here then after that, we decided to, after I was all healed up, we decided to move. And so I spent part of last year with my house completely empty and up for sale. Packed up the shop, put all of our belongings into a storage unit. We were staying at a friend's place, still making house payments. Thankfully, we had the electric and water shut off, which cost us more money to get it turned back on, because after 90 days and people complained about the oak trees, they complained that they didn't want to buy the house with so many trees over it. I've only got 3 oak trees. They were afraid of hurricanes and the branches come down. They didn't want the upkeep, and they wanted me to pay to have the trees removed, but at $10,000 to have the 3 trees removed. I would have added it on to the price, and then they would have complained about the price. There it is. So we moved back in. I set up my shop. It's the same size, but the welding table is gone. I sold that, sold a lot of stuff, and now I just finished setting up the new shop. It took me about a month, really, of working every day out here in order to get things set up. So I'm going to put you on a little tour here. We're going to go over here. We've got more pipe. Right over here you can see pipe coming down. It goes down to the table saw now. There's a sandblasting cabinet, and then there's the little stand that it sits on. It's actually on 6.5-inch wheels, so I can move that now, so I don't have to pick that up anymore and move it. It's on wheels. I can just roll it. The shop vac that's underneath it, I built it specifically to fit underneath there, so that way it just rolls right with the cart and everything, because that's the shop vac that I need to use in order to use the sandblaster. And then all I gotta do is just run a hose to it, air hose, excuse me. We're gonna spin right around this way. My bandsaw is now on this cart, and it's bolted down so it doesn't move anywhere. And eventually it will get connected up to this piece here. There it is, right there. I've got the hose, so all I gotta do is bring it down, bring it over and connect it into the back of my bandsaw. The air compressor has been moved down from the other location. It was on the other side of the window, along with the hose and the filter. New bench, completely new bench, and built it to where I can put these totes underneath it and be able to have storage, complete storage. My welder is here now. The tote that's underneath it is all my welding equipment, so it's all together. This bench here was made completely out of scraps. They were building a house down around the corner, and so I went down there and salvaged all the wood out of the dumpster, went dumpster diving, built this out of it. What was the scraps that was left over from that, because it was 2x6s, I cut them down to 2x4s. After that, the scraps made the cart for my sandblaster. That's why the legs and everything are in that shape. So the only thing I really had to pay for was the plywood that sits on top. This is part of the original piece that was here, that was on that green cabinet that I had here. I now have pegboard up here on the wall, and all my air tools will go up there eventually. 3/4 inch plywood, put that up, and that covers the window because this is the exhaust here. And then you can see there's a drop there that goes to my drill press. You might remember seeing that. That was over on the other part of my bench, so that has a good home right there, right next to that. And then on here I'll put several other things, and as you can see, my nice square. Those items are back in the same spot. Right up here is a new LED light. So we got that going on. The cabinet is remaining the same, except for if you've been going over to Dave's woodworking shop and you've been keeping update on things. Yep, that's a lot of medicine bottles. But up top here is washers. This is nuts and bolts, and this is anything with a sharp point on it. So screws and all that stuff, and so it makes it real nice and handy, and it's all set up. Here's the newest addition up here. Is I now have a 42-inch flat panel monitor out here, and it goes to my computer that's down here. That way I can sit here and listen to music and work on SketchUp, because eventually I'm gonna have a CNC router. Don't know when, but I will. Stereo, American flag, the last customer that didn't pay. Of course, there's my planer. It's got the same hookup as before. It goes across and around, and then there's the other drop that goes to my workbench. Now, here's an interesting thing, is my assembly table here now has T-tracks in it. Unfortunately, I didn't take any photos and post them. I get busy working, and I just forget to take photos. So those have got T-tracks, but the T-tracks, they come on over to 2 woodworking vices that I refurbished. So now I can put stuff there and then use the T-tracks to help clamp things together and everything, instead of dog holes. If you want to, dog holes are great. I don't know, I didn't want to have this nice top filled with holes, so I put in 2 T-tracks. Eventually I will have another set of T-tracks to make this look like a tic-tac-toe pattern, and that way I can really clamp down a lot of stuff. Shout out to Rockler because of the T-tracks. Thank you. Well, they didn't send them to me. I bought them. I installed them. I like them. Thank you. Here's something new. Is this used to be on the other side where the exhaust went, over here. Now, don't get dizzy, because I am. Whew. My toolbox used to be on the other side. I won't spin around again. And then behind it and above it was this here pegboard, which now this pegboard is over here and it's attached to the wall. Great. This is where, right in this area right there, is where the welding table used to be. Sold it. I put it on Craigslist. Guy, I offered it for $400. This guy couldn't wait to get here to pick it up. Sold it for $400. Brought a trailer. I helped him load it. Done deal. This is now going to be my sanding station as soon as I get this wood out of here. And this is where my scroll saw. My grinder here, which has got the wire wheel and the buffer on it, that sits there, and then whenever I need to, I just clamp it down to here. Works perfect. Clamp it down, it doesn't move. It's very nice. All that wood, again, dumpster diving. That's the leftover so far of dumpster diving. I've made the bench, the cart that's over there. You can see it a little bit better there. Here, let me get a, there you go. You can see it real good. If you want dimensions of it, give me a shout out, and then I'll send it. I'll email it or private message you. Best way to get a hold of me is on Facebook at Dave's Woodworking Shop. I usually comment back. If you send me a message on there, I'll comment it back. I'm very diligent about that, and on YouTube, which is where this will be posted. And in the link down below, I'll post a link to Dave's Woodworking Shop on Facebook. I tried being on Twitter, I couldn't do it. Those other ones, nah. I've got my hands full with Dave's Woodworking Shop on Facebook, and now doing this video. Well, I'm looking at it, and it says that I'm over 12 minutes long now. I tried to talk as fast as I could to keep it as quick, short as possible. But that's my shop. It's completely redone. Of course, the shelving, got it cleaned out, did that stuff. Clamps are here. There's all my paint stains and stuff like that is there. It's going up there. Of course, can't get rid of the washer and dryer. Wife won't let me. She doesn't like it out back. Pipe clamps on the end. And then just trying to find more storage. So, okay, we just hit the 13-minute mark. And so I'm going to go ahead and sign off. Remember, when you're out in your shop, use eyes and ears. Be safe. Keep all your fingers. And if you're really clumsy, keep all your toes too. Have a great day. Bye.